Welcome to episode 732 of today's Antidote. We've been talking all week about sharing your gifts, and today we're going to discuss what Tom and I have discovered in those discussions. So maybe you listened to one or more of the episodes, maybe you're coming in clean. Think about what can you talk about, what can you say to yourself in terms of sharing your gifts. We'll see if your answers and our answers match up. All that and more on today's Antidote.
Stay tuned for today's Antidote, brought to you by the Renegade Success Network. Today's Antidote features a healthy dose of thought-provoking insights and information for business owners, entrepreneurs, leaders, and nonprofit professionals. Each day since March of 2020, this program has offered that one thing to help you continue on your own unique pathway to success. And now, Renegades, we bring you Bob Graham and Tom Brush.
Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Bob. How are you doing today?
I am doing well. It's Discoveries of the Week. It's Friday.
Friday.
Friday. What? One more Friday, the penultimate Friday until Christmas.
Yes. And what's the next to the last? Second. I don't know.
Penultimate would be the second to last. I don't know what the third to last would be. But yeah, I guess we have today and two more Fridays this year.
Correct.
That's crazy. This
and
year
2020 will be behind us. Hard to believe.
Crazy.
Yes, it is. So let's dive into it on this.
Sure, we got stuff to do before the year's over.
Correct. Welcome everyone to today's Antidote, our daily broadcast and podcast. Each day, Bob and I have a conversation around a topic. It's a topic that we have for the full week, around something that we hope will help you figure out how to get unstuck or unfrustrated, find some confidence to help you move forward along your own unique pathway to success. And as we go through that conversation, we welcome your thoughts and ideas around it. Feel free to share it on whatever social media you happen to be watching us on, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, or
LinkedIn Live, baby.
Yes, LinkedIn Live. We're on all of those platforms. And
you sound like Casey Kasem.
I sound like Casey Kasem?
When you say LinkedIn Live. The hits from coast to coast.
I always like listening to his voice, so I don't know what that means.
I wish he wasn't talking so much when the songs were starting and finishing. Were you one of those guys that tried to tape record your favorites? Oh, I would wait for my favorite song. It'd be like number 8, and you'd wait. And then right as the song started to play, the instrumental part, he'd be still talking. And then you'd be like, do I capture him or do I wait till he finishes? And then he'd end right at the last second. You'd hit the play button or the record button, and then you get the song. The world of cassette tapes. People have no idea how easy Spotify and Apple Music make things.
Sure. And an iPod or an iPhone or
an iPod. Who's got an iPod still?
There's people out there probably who still have an iPod.
Wow. I want to meet
They may not use it. They still probably
I was going to say, if you're still using your iPod, let me know.
I bet I have one somewhere around here. I
have a Nintendo Game Boy up on a shelf here.
Oh, man. Now we're really dating ourselves. Don't talk about the last time you played computer games and what the system was you used.
You mean the Commodore 64?
Yeah, I said not to say that. You did it
back in 1990. Wish I kept it.
So let's get back to our conversation.
All right, let's get back to it.
Where we age ourselves too much. At the end of our conversation, Bob and I will each offer our one thing, our today's antidote. That thing that we hope will help you figure out how to move forward, whether now or maybe somewhere down the line.
Except we don't on Fridays.
Correct. Shoot.
Just sorry. Just point of order.
That is our normal process. Every Friday, we share what we discovered that week. Typically, it's around the topic, although sometimes we stray into other areas that we have discovered. And so we welcome your thoughts and ideas and their discoveries as we go through our conversation around sharing your gifts and what we discovered this week. Before we get to that conversation, though, every morning we start with our celebrations. Bob, what are you celebrating today?
I am celebrating that I turn a year older tomorrow, and this has been a rather tumultuous year in a lot of ways. And I am celebrating the fact that somehow I've gotten through a very interesting year. There's been a lot of change, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of shifting, a lot of changing. And I'm just celebrating the fact that I found my way through it. And thanks to people like you and others who, influenced me, helped listen to me, encouraged me, supported me. Really, I wouldn't trade this year, believe it or not, for as crazy as this year's been. I wouldn't trade it for anything because I've learned more about myself in this last year than any other year in my life.
That's good. So now that you've shared that tomorrow is your birthday, I have to get rid of whatever my surprise was for you that I was going to do today, because doesn't quite have the same impact. So,
oh, I'm sorry. Do you want me to rewind?
No, it's your celebration. You get to celebrate what you want to celebrate.
Okay. All right.
And of course, I'll celebrate Bob's birthday tomorrow, as I think that it's great that you have another year. And
beats the alternative.
It definitely beats the alternative. I guess we don't know we don't know the results of the alternative. So I guess
boy, you're opening a can of worms there.
Correct. And it's interesting when you add an adjective to describe your year last year, how that does it. So maybe it's just a year with all the things that happen in a year. So.
It's been a wild year. I'll give up tumultuous and I'll go with wild.
It's just been a year.
I hope the next one's less pick the adjective.
Okay.
How about you? What do you celebrate today?
Well, I was celebrating your birthday tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.
And I'm celebrating that I'm going home to see my parents.
Oh, I didn't know that.
As long as the weather holds up this weekend. Which I'm looking forward.
Are you going to be there all week or just for the weekend?
Just for the weekend.
Okay.
I haven't been back in a while, and there is just so happens that there is an alumni basketball game for my high school.
Oh.
Now I won't try to take any pictures of me dunking a basketball. Although I could go back, I think maybe.
Now will you be wearing the short shorts of the 70s since it's an alumni game?
Negative.
Wise choice.
That will not be happening.
I think we'd all love to see a picture from this adventure.
We could do that. I'll do that. I'll do a little. I won't try to dunk a basketball or have anybody try to. And I'm not guaranteeing, given how I felt at the beginning of the week, how much I will participate. I'll participate. And once I get out there,
play some defense. Play solid defense. Trust me, I'm not very good at shooting. Good defense, they'll love you.
I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of defense in this game.
Oh, so it's like the NBA.
Pretty much. Yeah. Mostly nobody wants to get hurt. Well, I don't know.
Especially a week before Christmas.
A week before Christmas. Yeah. It's not I'm going there to have fun, be back on the court that I played on a long time ago.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And see my parents, which would be great. So I'm excited about that.
Awesome. Yes. Hopefully the weather cooperates.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about that. Although the last I looked, it seems to be clearing out by the time I get up there today, because I'm going north, headed towards the Great Lakes, which will be interesting.
Right. No chance you'll see the Buffalo game tomorrow. They're home, right?
They are home. I considered it when I looked at how the schedule lined up, and I had a feeling, because it was a game that was not yet assigned a time.
Right.
That it might be flexed to Saturday night as a possibility. And I had looked around at tickets and checked that out. It's the Dolphins-Bills, which would be a great game.
Yes.
The weather kind of scared me off. Oh, and then I wasn't sure we have a new.
You tend not to be a weather person.
I'm sorry?
You tend not to be bothered by the weather.
There's a difference between the
snow
weather
at 1
here.
p.m. and snow at 8 p.m.
Yeah, and 8 to 10 inches, 12 inches of snow. No, it's really in Buffalo. That's not that much. There's a lot of back roads between my house and the stadium, and it's a 2-hour drive. And I'm going there to see my parents.
Okay.
So I was kind of
2-hour drive would be a long drive, because game wouldn't be over till 11:30, and yeah, that's a long day. And then you got to drive home to
the next day,
Baltimore the next day. Yeah. So Tom, my sister's joining us this morning and says, "Good morning, Bob and Tom." Enjoy your day and weekend. Happy birthday, Bob. We love you and all that you have accomplished. Be safe when traveling, Tom.
Thank you, Beth. I appreciate that.
I do as well.
I will do my best to be safe. All right. So now that we've done our celebrations and we plotted through our opening with me talking about our one thing rather than our discovery, let's dive into our discoveries of the week. Do you want to kick us off, Bob?
Yeah, but I would say the discoveries are kind of like the one things that we came up with over the course of the week.
Certainly. And that's okay. You don't have to. I'm okay with the fact that it didn't work out the way I necessarily planned. That's all right.
Okay.
I want to assign an adjective to it.
Okay. I think my big discovery of the week is that our use of our gifts is dynamic and situational. So, and we don't know in advance always what gifts we're going to be drawing on. Like someone said to me a couple months ago, they're like, "You are the most patient person in the world." If you had said to me, list all the adjectives that match up to me, patience would not be on that list. In that moment with that person, I understood exactly what they meant. And so I would have never assigned that. So that means that I don't even know all my gifts because I don't know all the situations. And I can know how I'm putting my gifts out, but I can't know how they're being received. So the gift of, someone in our Ring of Renegades Facebook group was talking, we had a poll about what's the gift you share that's most complimented on? I think you said opening doors for people.
Yeah.
Now I don't know about you, but I've been slapped twice when I've opened doors for women.
Slapped?
Slapped. Yes.
Wow.
On the arm, like I can do this myself. Other people have been, "Oh, that's so sweet. What a kind gesture. You're such a gentleman." That's the reality of gifts. What I think is waiting and holding the door for someone or holding the door for someone is, to me, a gift to the world. To that person who doesn't appreciate that gift, it's not a gift. And we don't know that. We don't all wear signs that say, "Here's the list of gifts that I will receive from you today. And by the way, these are the gifts that I won't receive." Just like, my birthday is tomorrow. If someone gave me a gift tomorrow, whether I liked it or not, the fact that they took time to find and get me a gift, whatever it would be, is really the beauty of it. It doesn't matter if you super like the gift or not. I mean, it's nice if you like the gift to go, "Oh, wow, that was really thoughtful. I love that gift." And I'm not asking for gifts. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm just using
nice plug.
No, it's not. But it's the same thing, right?
Sure.
You have those people in your life who always buy you the perfect gift. They just know. Like you mentioned something 6 months ago and you've forgotten about it 15 times. And they just happen to be like, "Oh, yeah, remember you mentioned that in June?" And you're like, "Oh, yeah, you're right. Perfect gift." You have the other people who are like, "You know what? Here's a candy bar. I know you like this candy bar." Both are nice gifts. But the one that takes some thought by the person is more special. And I think as we give our gifts to other people, sometimes it's the gifts that don't come easily to us. And sometimes it's the gifts of just being there for people. I had a coaching call last night with someone new, and she said, "It's just nice to have a sounding board that's not my husband. We will have such a better evening together because we're not going to talk about work." Now, granted, she's paying me for the privilege, but still, that's the gift to her was, I get this work stuff out of the way so I can go home and be the wife that my husband wants and needs me to be. So that's the trickle effect too, right? We haven't talked about with sharing our gifts. I shared my gift, which allows her to share her gift with her husband, which probably makes him in a better mood, which means he probably is appearing differently with his children at work the next day. And it's that cascading effect that I think we didn't talk about, but as I talked through this morning, it just occurs to me that there is a cascading effect. You see that person in the morning who's smiling every day, and it just makes you feel better about the day. You're having a lousy day, but this person's always really upbeat and happy. "Hey, Tommy, how you doing? What's up?" You're like, "Oh, geez, I'm in a horrible mood, but this guy's making me feel like I shouldn't be." He's got a gift, and then you don't feel as bad. So you go to your next meeting not feeling as lousy about the world. and that you might say something funny to someone else and that makes them feel good, and then the next person, and so on. So our gifts, by sharing them, we have that ability to really change the world. It's that butterfly effect, right? What's it? The butterfly off the coast of Africa flutters its wings, and that affects the whole world. And all the, haven't you heard about this?
No, I've heard of the ripple effect. I haven't heard of the butterfly effect.
No, the butterfly effect. You can look it up. There's this whole thing. The butterfly flaps its wings, and that causes a cascading effect of change throughout the world. So we have the ability, by sharing our gifts or just being who we are. I mean, ultimately, I don't know that I know all my gifts. I'm just trying to be who I am, that guy. And some people aren't going to like the gifts. Hey, Bob, you know what? I don't like your sense of humor. Okay, fine. Nice knowing you. But the people that like our gifts will gravitate to us, just like the people who like this program will gravitate to this program. It's not for everyone. I've had people tell me, you know what? I really don't like it. Okay. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't share it.
Correct.
And I think that's what we often do. Someone says, you know what? I don't really think that's a gift of yours, so stop sharing it. I don't know that that's our best choice, because I think we squander an opportunity because we just don't know. Everyone's different.
Well, and it's just feedback. It's just
Right.
one person's opinion on it. And I think, the more I've thought about this and, listening to you talk about it, and as we talk about it, it reminds me, and I've said this somewhere before, I can't remember where, is that it's not really a gift until someone receives it.
Mm-hmm.
And until then, it's just we share our value, and they may be impacted by it or not. And I think so often we think we have to have a gift to give. And really the gift to give is the value that we offer. That's
Right.
that's the opportunity for us to share our value, is a potential gift to someone else. Again, because there have been people who've given people gifts, physical gifts, and they're like, and they take it back and return it.
Right.
Or they never use it. Or
Right.
they don't see the value in it like we did. It's the same thing. Is we share our view, whether it's our thoughts and ideas or something that we think would add value to someone else. They may or may not see that as a gift that has a value for them, or it's value that has an impact for them, is what I should say. It's just an impact on what's real for us. And I think that that's an important thing for us to remember, is we think about it as a gift, which then we get frustrated maybe when the feedback we get isn't what we expected. How many times have you given somebody a gift that you thought was, as you said earlier, and I'll say in quotes, the perfect gift,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't resonate with them the way you thought? You thought it was perfect. They were like, oh, thanks, this is nice, appreciate it. They're respectful, but you can tell on their face it was not, quote unquote, the perfect gift. And I think that while we are sometimes okay with that, or we understand that, it's like, well, all right, I tried. We don't always do that when we share our other value that we think will be beneficial to others. And sometimes they respond to it as a gift, and other times they don't see it as a gift, and they don't find any value or little value in it. And I don't think that means we should stop trying to share our value.
Right.
And, I think that's the piece of it, is like we talked about yesterday, is you may understand that it's how certain people will respond, the people who you know the best, you have a sense of how they will respond, or when they have shared with you that this is not the value that I was looking for, and you're like, okay, now I
Right.
understand. Well, let me add that to my list of feedback, and then I can figure out, okay, how do I then share with this person? They've at least provided me with some insight. And so I think that's an important piece of it, is that we have the opportunity to share our value.
Mm-hmm.
We get feedback of the impact that has on them. That feedback could mean that they have received this as a gift of significant value, mid-level value or of little value. Yet they still see it as a gift, and there's value in that. Others won't see it as a gift, and they'll just see it as, the person who told you that maybe you should stop doing this. This isn't really your gift.
Right.
And so often, I think sometimes we let one person's feedback impact other opportunities to share our value.
Never have I done that, Tom. I can't believe you'd even say that. That's crazy talk.
Well, I know that I have in the past, and I'm working on that. And others that have shared that with me in the past of,
I do it all the time. You gave the example yesterday of the presentation you did, and all the great feedback, and the one person who wasn't as impressed, and you were obsessed with that. I've done it.
Yeah. And now I'm trying to get to the point where I just take that as, okay, that's feedback. I'm not defining it. I'm not judging it. I'm just saying it's just feedback. So now if I'm ever in that exact same situation with that exact same person, I have a better understanding. Doesn't mean I have a complete understanding, because they might have forgotten that they said that and are desperately looking for something and
Right.
don't remember the interaction because it didn't have the impact on them. And so I think that if I was going to try to boil this down, there's a lot, sorry, that understanding that it doesn't become a gift until someone receives it.
I like
and so
that.
we shouldn't judge it as a gift and be frustrated when others don't. Just judge it as we tried to share our value. It didn't impact someone the way we thought. Okay, now I understand that and how I move on. And try to not let that impact us when we have another opportunity to share our value. And we hold back because we're afraid how someone might react.
I like that. I like that a lot. That's good. Wow. Do you remember what our topic for next week is, Tom?
Receiving our gifts.
Receiving gifts. Okay. I had a hunch. Our theme for the month has been gifts.
Yes.
Yes.
Which
and
in some regards,
next week, receiving gifts.
And I think that's one of the challenges is the balance between, because I think there is a not misunderstanding, maybe a difference in perspective of what a gift is.
Don't
I think
do next week's show today. Come on, you're killing me. You got to get through 5 days next week.
Next week is about receiving.
Okay,
Yes.
so you're still.
I just think that there's something to consider about, and maybe this could have been I think I said this yesterday, is that, is it a gift or is it just value that we share? And I think so often we think we have a gift to give to someone, when in reality, all we're doing is sharing our value or what we find valuable. It's up to them to then decide if this is a gift that they want to receive.
Well, I would take it a step further, Tom, and that's that it's a gift. We share our value and we do it not really knowing. It's just we're sharing our knowledge, experience, and perspective, right?
Yes.
As we talked, I think, on Wednesday. It's just who and what we are.
Yes.
But my greatest gifts don't come out when I go, I need to give Tom my gift. They come out when we're just being each other. When we've been out to dinner, I think my gifts are on display for you just by the way we interact. By asking you about how your wife is, how your kids are, how your parents are, by joking around. Those are gifts that you choose to receive, but I don't go into that going, okay, I'm having dinner with Tom. I need to make sure I crack 6 jokes. I need to ask about his wife and his kids and his parents. I need to say Tommy at least once. I'm not conscious of it. And I think we're most able to share our gifts when we're not scorekeeping, or going, Tom shares so many gifts with me and I don't share any with him, because we've had that discussion. I've said to you, Tom, I feel like I take a lot of your time and you really give me a lot of advice and help me a lot. I don't think I do that for you. And you said to me a couple of times, like, dude, that's not it at all. So I think we have that possibility as well here.
Well, yeah, and it goes to me a little bit about, this goes back to my language thing. As you know, I've been on this kick about language.
No, it's just new.
Yeah, new in the last 2.5 years. I think we have value. I don't know that we have gifts. And our value is what's real for us, our knowledge, experience, and perspective, some of which we can identify, and others we don't know, because it doesn't become a gift until someone receives it. And so in some ways, all we do is share the value that we have, or that we think we have, or that we feel. What is giving someone a present? It is sharing something that we think will be valuable to them. Fair?
Yes.
They then get to determine how the value of that for them based on their knowledge, experience, and perspective.
And how they might use that gift.
How they might use that value. Then they get to decide if it's a gift or not.
Right. So it's National Ugly Sweater Day today.
Shocking. On a Friday before. Well, it's not actually the Friday before.
Right. But think about it. Someone could give you a holiday sweater that they love. Oh my God, Tom, I see you in that sweater. It looks beautiful. And you're like, that's the ugliest thing in the world. They think you're going to wear it proudly to every Christmas event. You're going to wear it to the ugly sweater contest at your work. And does that make it any less a gift? No. You're just using that gift in a different way.
Correct. You're using the value that was shared with you differently.
Correct. And I think that's the complicated part of all this.
I think it gets complicated when we judge it.
Yeah.
If we just determine that this is what we feel is, it's just like in business. If we sit back and say, oh, that was the worst decision I've ever made, or that was the best decision I ever made, whatever our judgment might that's usually what gets us stuck.
Right.
If the conversation is, I made a decision at the moment, given the information that I had.
Right.
No way I could know the results. And I can be satisfied that I did the best. I did what I could do, given what I knew.
Right.
It avoids it being a judgment. It just allows you to then have a chance to learn from it, just like we do when we share our value.
Yeah.
Physical, content, actions, all of those things is how we share our value that some may see as some sort of adjective with a gift. Awesome, amazing, whatever they may think.
Right. I like it. Man, we've covered a lot of ground this week.
Yes, we have. Even considering that we missed one day and I missed the second day.
There you go. Somehow we powered through.
Yes, everyone. And we hope that you have powered through your week as well. We would love to hear your thoughts and ideas or your discoveries of the week around sharing your gifts and this idea of, is it value, is it a gift? Does it become a gift when it receives? Any thoughts on that? We would love to hear your discoveries, which you can do, especially if you're listening to the podcast and don't feel like you have a space to share it. You can go inside one of our groups, whether if you're a LinkedIn person, go to the Renegade Success Network for Leaders, or if you're a Facebook person, you can go to the Ring of Renegades Facebook group where you can share. There'll be a marker. You can share your discoveries of the week. It could be around sharing your gifts or your value, or it could be around something else you discovered, because what you've discovered might be just the value someone else is looking for and might be the best gift they receive this year. Might be. So it's a great opportunity for you to not only share your value, and also maybe you go and find the gift that you are desperately looking for. So we look forward to seeing you inside one of those two groups. If not, we will see you Monday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern time for our next episode of today's Antidote. Have a great day, everyone.
Hey, embrace the renegading you, even as you're going out and buying those holiday gifts. Embrace the renegading you. Think about what that could mean. Interesting.
Yes, indeed. And just understand that not everyone will see the same value in you being a renegade as you do, because we are all unique.
Indeed.
All right, everybody. Go out and make it a great day. We'll see you soon. Thanks for listening to today's Antidote, powered by the Renegade Success Network. The Renegade Success Network helps you confidently create your own unique pathway to success. To learn more about the Renegade Success Network and how you can take your next step, follow us on Twitter, connect on LinkedIn, or join the Ring of Renegades Facebook group. For full details on how you can join our community, go to renegadesuccessnetwork.com. Embrace the renegade in you.